Hi, coach. Do you think with the ball we were a bit lousy or inconsistent with the line and length? What will be your assessment of the entire day with the bat and with the ball and specifically on that?
No, I don't think we were lousy with the ball. I think we want to make them or challenge them more on the front foot on that wicket, which I thought Australia did very well. I thought they set us up nicely with some of the dismissals. But also don't think 86 for 1 is a true reflection of how we bowled. I thought there were a lot of play and misses, obviously the edge. And we didn't feel a million miles away. You know, I know the score looks like there's a big gap between the two teams, but we still feel we're in the game. And with a few tweaks tomorrow, if we bowl slightly better, we feel like we can get back into the game tomorrow.
And the assessment with the bat as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, to lose a wicket on the first ball sort of sends Jitters to the change room, but we recovered very well. And 69 for 1, we probably feel like we've missed a chance there. We also feel with the pink ball that's the nature of the pink ball. You know, things can happen quickly. Things happen in clumps. We lost wickets in clumps, which we wanted to avoid. But also thought Mitchell Starc bowled very well, and there's lessons to be learned from that first inning. So we'll go away and look how we can play better in the second innings.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Do you think playing less matches with pink ball has something to do with the performance of Indian team today?
No, I don't think so. We went to Canberra, and obviously there was a lot of rain in Canberra, so we didn't get the amount of prep we wanted. But I think Australia is not too far behind in the amount of prep they would have done. There was a Shield game in November for some of their players. You know, the Ranji Trophy is obviously a different time of year, but they're trying to bring it in there. I just think it's the nature of it. If you're going to bring the pink ball into it, it's obviously great for the crowds. It's a little bit different for the players, and we try to use the week as best we can to help them to adapt to the small differences. I don't think there are huge differences. And I certainly don't think the prep there's anything to read into about how the guys performed today.
Ryan, was there any discussions about, last time around also we put it back in the second, specifically in the, the first innings where Aussies were down. So were there any discussions about that also? That is that giving confidence to Indian team that yes, we can pull it back tomorrow morning? The first session will be the crucial. Is that where we are thinking right now?
Yeah, a lot of confidence from Perth, getting bowled out for 150 and then getting right back into the game. And the difference in scores at the moment is just under 100, so there's obviously a lot of work to be done. Sorry, I thought I switched that off. Saw me consciously switch it off when I came in. But yeah, this team also doesn't need the coaches to go into the dressing room and say we need to fight. The guys understand that implicitly, and there's obviously a very proud team who wants to come here and do well. And we feel slightly behind the game now, but there certainly won't be any letting up and certainly won't be any surrendering.
Ryan, you've had 30 odd overs under the lights now, so the ball will be getting a bit older tomorrow. Will part of the challenge be controlling that run rate so that if the secondary ball becomes a factor, you've still Australia not too far ahead?
Yeah, obviously we're aware of the second session being sort of the main strike session, but when you only get 180 runs, you don't want to leave it too late. I thought the guys were excellent tonight in controlling the run rate, but we'll try to balance the two things. You make a great point about when to attack and when to sit back. We also don't want to wait till the second session to make our move. So I think we'll go as hard as we can in the morning, but be slightly conscious of what the rest of the day looks like and what we need to do to get back into the game.
Ryan, what is it about big ball or Mitchell Starc that makes him so good with big ball? He's clearly a very good bowler anyway, but why do you think he's had such success with big ball?
I think Ash's dismissal was a very good example of why he's so effective with the pink ball. Someone who presents the seam nicely. He's obviously used that other ball very well in setting up batters, what I spoke about earlier, but I thought Australia set us up nicely. And when the ball swings back to a certain degree, a lesser degree, the batters can generally figure it out. But when you're guessing on both sides, it makes him far more effective. And just the areas he bowled today was superb. And obviously he takes a lot of confidence from the pink ball, having done well in the past. And he's probably the main exponent of swing bowling out of the two teams. So that's why.
Ryan, at the start of India's bowling innings, was it almost like the ball was doing too much for India to control it?
No, I don't think so. I think if anything, the lengths could have been slightly fuller to encourage more play. I thought Australia left very well as well. It seemed to be a trademark of the way they played. Certainly those two in any case, they left on length very well. We kind of feel the swing and the seam is a little bit inconsistent, which makes it tough for both parties. But there certainly is a little bit of swing and a little bit of seam still there. So we're not flat at the moment. We're pretty confident we can still turn it around.
Ryan, this is Nitish Shetty's first tour. In the first test match, he played a little cameo, and again today, despite batting lineup training, what do you make of his progress as a young international batsman?
We are so chuffed with him. From the prep week in Perth, where he looked like he still needed to figure things out, the way he worked in Perth and the game plans he implemented in Perth to get crucial runs there. I think to get us to 150 in that first game was amazing. Just the way he's gone about his work here. So obviously the first pink ball game he's playing in. There's still a little bit of work to do. He's very raw, but for a young kid, a 21-year-old, to come out like that and play 3 innings of the quality he has, it's super exciting. Being rewarded by being back to bat 7 in this game. There's obviously a chat around about Washi not playing, but he's done everything a young player could do in a very short space of time, and we think he's got a very high ceiling.
So, one last.
Yeah. And you spoke about Washington. Just the thinking behind Ashwin coming to Washington, where he was here yesterday and spoke about it.
Yeah, Washi's, again, since he's come into the fold sort of halfway through that New Zealand series, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I guess thinking going into the last test was we wanted to strengthen the batting, and given what we saw of Nedish in the first test, we kind of thought we'd go with what we perceive to be the guys bowling the best spin at the moment, and we feel Ash is more likely to get wickets in these conditions. When you get the confidence of Nedish batting at 7, it doesn't really matter with Ash batting at 8, and that was the thinking. Not much to choose between them, and we just thought that Ash would be slightly more effective on this wicket. Thank you guys.
स्पोर्ट्स तक पर आपको न सिर्फ खबरें मिलेंगी बल्कि आपका ओपिनियन भी मैटर करता है। ये आप ही का मंच है। आइए बताइए भारतीय क्रिकेट टीम से आप क्या उम्मीद करते हैं। रहिए स्पोर्ट्स तक के साथ, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए स्पोर्ट्स तक को YouTube और Facebook पर।